So, the Dudley Boyz are back. What does that mean for the tag division as we rank the poorly booked tag team division from the worst feuds to the best feuds? This is TJ Sounds Off. In today's episode, I will only be talking about the teams that are going for the tag team titles, so that does not include Reigns, Ambrose, and the Wyatt family. And it also won't include the Usos because right now they are injured. So, let's begin. First, the worst. The worst tag team right now in the division, as most of us know, is Los Matadores. Now, when they debuted a couple years ago, many thought that the team was going to be a foolish act, and it did. Los Matadores' only recent wins were when they faced the now defunct 3MB. Since then, they have lost every match, including taking the pin at SummerSlam for the New Day, further devaluing their credit as a team. If they want to be interesting, they should go back to their roots and reform Primo and Epico as the high-flying tag team that the division could use. And Cheese and Rice, they are related to Carlito and Hall of Famer Carlos Colon. Give them a meaningful gimmick. So against the Dudley Boyz, they would lose. Next, the second poorly booked tag team in this tag team thing is the Ascension. Hello, WWE. Ascending means to rise, which is the opposite of what the Ascension right now is doing. Now, just about a few years ago, they were the baddest people in NXT as they held the titles for just short of a year. They were unstoppable forces in the developmental ring, but now that they step into the main roster, they're only winning a few matches until their streak ended to the newly reformed Primetime Players. What made it worse was that they kept losing, and then they went on a losing streak. They weren't even chosen for the tag match at SummerSlam, which says a lot about how the WWE feels about them. Maybe it's the gear or the character, but the WWE needs to fix something before they hit the unemployment line. Against the Dudley Boyz, they've already lost before, they'll lose again. So the next team that right now is in the middle and is going to face that they need a desperate and a refreshing look. Well, they're desperate right now. They need a refreshing look. It's the Primetime Players. Let's face it. They won the tag team titles. And I mean, it was a really nice moment for them. This is what they genuinely deserved. But then, a few months in, no one cared. And some might say they forgot the Primetime Players were even champs to the people I will talk about later. They have been partners for a long time. They split before the Elimination Chamber of 2014, where they would eventually fight and Titus would win. I believe this was supposed to start some sort of singles run for Titus, but that never happened for some reason, because he does have the build to become a champion. The man didn't even enter the Money in the Bank contest, which would have been a nice addition. Darren then came back before Fastlane, and Titus would help him fend off and later beat the Ascension. They won the tag titles at Money in the Bank against the popular New Day, but would lose it in 2 pay-per-views to the same team, but indirectly because they pinned Los Matadores, not the Primetime Players. So maybe the tag titles will come back to them later, but not right now in the immediate future. Against the Dudley Boyz, it'll be a good fight, but there will be a loss in the end. Now, the team that has recently grown on me in the last few months that add a certain lucha style to their performance are the Lucha Dragons. Now, the Lucha Dragons are one of the most underrated tag teams in this division, as there hasn't really been a time to shine for them. In the ring, they are fast and hit high-impact moves. Many may say Kalisto reminds them of Rey Mysterio, but he isn't. The Lucha Dragons have everything to become champions. They have the moves, they have the catchphrase, and they have a good work ethic. But now, they just need what I stress over a lot of times, a storyline, which they haven't had since beating the Ascension at NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way. Now, If there is a storyline route, I do believe it should be at TLC where they face the Dudley Boyz for the first time for the tag team championships in a tables match, but lose in a fighting way. Then at WrestleMania, they challenge for the titles one more time and win them, giving the Lucha Dragons their time with the tag titles and a WrestleMania moment. I don't know if it happened, but we can dream, right? So what I'm choosing it for against the Dudley Boyz is that there will be a loss, but eventually they will get the big win in the end. Now, the team that are the current tag team champions, 2-time overall, they are the positivity to your negativity, the New Day. Now, these guys took a gimmick that was absolute trash as faces, and they succeeded in a heel role in the most weirdest way, but it's now super successful. So now that they're the most over tag team, they formed back in 2014 and then fully in later to 2014 and early 2015. The New Day always finds a way to keep those tag team titles on them through the Freebird rule. You guys don't know what the Freebird rule, it's the rule that says any person in the trio can defend a tag team title. Now, they probably won't lose the tag titles at Night of Champions, but they might lose them from that point after. I'm going to just say Survivor Series. Even if they do lose them, they could possibly win them back at a later time and become 3-time tag team champions in the 2 years they have been together. Kofi is a 12-time champion now. He's a 4-time Intercontinental champion. He's a 3-time United States champion, and now he's at a almost record-breaking 4-time tag team champion. So that says a lot about how he hasn't been pushed to the main event yet, but he's obviously the best mid-card superstar there is. I don't see them breaking up for another year or two because they're too entertaining right now to lose the titles and themselves as a group. So against the Dudley Boyz, they will win through cheating forever, but there will be an eventual loss. Now let me just touch on the Usos for just a quick second. So the Usos are 2-time tag team champions, and they've been through a lot lately. With right now, I believe it's Jay who is out with an injury. So, I mean, the Usos, they're really a great high-flying tag team. And to see them go against the Dudleys would probably be revolutionary. I mean, the Usos and the Lucha Dragons are the matches I really want to see for the tag team titles because I know they'll bring out the best in each other. So, the Dudley Boyz have their work cut out for them in the tag team division. But who knows what teams that are in the division? Who knows that the teams that right now are not in the division, like Ambrose and Reigns and the Wyatt family, may challenge the Dudley Boyz for a match of the year contender. Just remember, the Slammies are in 3 months. There's still time for a match of the year contender. So what do you think? When should the Dudleys finally win their 10th tag team title? We know they're going to win it off the New Day, but who's going to win it off of the Dudleys? Some team from the main roster or an NXT call-up? Like, subscribe, and comment below. But until then, TJ has to go.